Hello folks, I'm JDporkchop and welcome to Surviving Space Engineers. Oh, yeah, that was bigger than I thought it'd be. So I have been digging into the side of this hill for, I don't know, a couple hours, and it's driving me crazy. So, explosives. Nothing, no problem, can't be fixed with the right application of explosives. That's a quote from a film. Anyway, shall we? So for today, we are definitely going to be going to space by the end of this episode, come hell or high water. The only thing left to do on the ship back in dry dock is finish off the thrusters, which didn't have enough metal grates, because I ran out of cobalt. And believe it, surprisingly enough, this stuff here is cobalt. That's it, that's the last thing we need. So I'm going to mine a little bit of this. Not sure how much we need really, probably not that much. Considering all the cobalt we had before, I pretty much just mined by hand. Let's get a little bit more. That'll do. That is going to be plenty, I hope. So yeah, we're going to finish off the ship. And then by the end of this episode, even if I have to edit out all my rambling, we will be launching to space. Which kind of makes me sad a little bit, because we've been here for 18? This is the 18th episode? I think this is the 18th. And we built a nice little base here. But time to move on. So I'm gonna dock up and get whoa, try not to come crashing through the roof of my base, get some bits built, and I'll be back with you soon. The power problems that we had in the last episode were pretty easily rectified with this wind farm. These are pumping out about 130 kilowatts each, which is more than enough. I think the batteries still go down when the nanite farm is turned on, but if you look, we are so current input 390 kilowatts. So we've got a fair amount of power coming in. The other thing I added to sort of help our power problems, we go down here, is power upgrades. So this has now 4 power upgrades on it, and then the 2 speed and the 2 construction. Yeah. So I don't think you can put an upgrade over this. Fairly sure anyway. So that's it maxed out on upgrades. But I mean, that's fine. It's done the job we wanted it to do. So here is the finished product. Yeah, I really like this. I think it's very cool. The few things that I've changed is that it's supposed to be a small grid turret here. I pulled that out, and I'm going to put something else in there. And then, because of the way that small grids or subgrids work, I had to go. Basically, I loaded this into a creative world and then just sort of looked at how it was set up and copied some of it. So this here is a ramp. That button, I think. Yeah, there we go. That hadn't been thingied in. There was just a spinning rotor there. And then the other thing that didn't come is the car. There's supposed to be a car here. So what I've done is I've gone and copied the blueprint in my creative world. I disattached the car, or the buggy, or whatever you want to call it. And we are going to, there should be enough room here, going to create the car here. So I'll just put that there, and there. And today's episode is basically just going to be us getting that ship ready to leave. I want to be in space. Well, we will be. Come hell or high water, as I said before, we will be in space by the end of this episode. Is that the right way around? I think it's the right way around. Right, and then what we do is we take one of those nanite things, Where is nanites? There it is. This here. Stick it on top. And that. Oh, I probably need to turn it on. Turn it on. Working? I think so. But anyway. And then, last thing's last, we need to put the little control pad on it just so that I can access it. Where are the control pads? That needs to be... I've done it before where you can just put down that and it the nanite thing will recognize it and build it. One of the comments in the last video, or video before last, was that why am I using this system when I could be using... Where is it? It's in here somewhere. There, here we go. This system. Now this one is much cheaper. It's a much cheaper system. It is a... it has a lot more configurable options. It's a all-round... I'm not going to say better because that's not fair, but it is a good mod. The build and repair system is a really good mod. The reason I've used this, which is more expensive and not as configurable, is one, I like the fact that it's more expensive because this is a very, very powerful piece of machinery. And I think you have to have balance. So I've chosen this one, and also because I'm used to this one. I've used this is a very old mod. Well, not very old, but it's been around a couple of years. Where this one has only been around a short while, and so I'm just more used to that one. It's just preference. But 100%, the reason I put both in is so that if you guys are going to download the mod pack, which by the way I have now put it into a Steam collection. I put it into a Steam collection so you can just press one button and it'll download all of them. It's easier than the Google Doc I had before, but that was just I didn't have the time and I wanted to get the episode out. So I'm going to set up the projector to build the little buggy. If we go in here, there it is there. Just going to try and show off it, but I need to put it into the thing. So I'm going to get that all set up. What else? I'm probably going to put some more ice in this. I've already put some in to start filling the tanks up. We need to load up. It hasn't got any ammunition in it. And then I want to change some of the airlocks from the normal vanilla stuff to the rotary airlocks because I'm lazy and I always forget to press the button and then depressurize my ship. Where's the... Let's just type it in here and it'll show up. Airlock. There it is. Let's put this down a second. So it is it's one of my favourite mods. I have it in every build I ever do because it's, once again, it's because I'm lazy. So we're gonna pull a lot of the airlocks out and put these in its place. So let's just stick that there like that. And I don't even have to weld it up because hopefully is this thing working or is it being difficult? I think it's working. I'm not sure. Yeah, now as for this hole where the mini turret used to be, I want to put in some of the new weaponry. Where is it? Nanite blocks. No, that's not. There we go. So I want to put the anti-fighter turret in. I just think we have all these nice mods. I might as well. I just want to make sure it's the right way round. Yes, it matters. And then the other thing I was thinking is if you look in there, there's a conveyor. So we could chop this out. And ta-da! Oh no, that shouldn't matter. And then I was thinking, all good combat ships need a front cannon. So which way around does this go? Okay. there. See what that looks like. I'll wait for it to... The nanite system should thingy that up and we'll come back and have a look. But, I mean, that looks like an imposing thing to have on the front of your ship. On top of having the missile launchers, plus all the turrets and stuff. I'm not a big fan of having these turrets, the interior turrets on ships. Because the only way to reload them is to physically go in and do it like that. Which is a pain in the butt, but I think for now it'll be fine. I'll just put a lot, I'll fill them up. I'm losing my voice. I'll fill them up to the top and get them sorted. So they should last a while. Right, I'm going to cut here, do all those jobs off camera, have a glass of water, and then I will be back. So I have added in the cannon. Well, should I say it's been welded up. I already added it, but it looks imposing. I'm going to enjoy putting holes in things with that. Yeah, I think that's a nice little addition. And then up on the top here, the anti-fighter turret. Once again, I think that looks really cool. I didn't go too overboard with the weapons mods that I put in. I think I just added that one, and then there was a railgun that I thought about adding, but I didn't in the end. But we may add it later on. So you've pretty much seen all the outside. So let's go and have a look on the inside. This is the new airlock block, or not new, but modded. I think it's really cool. You just press F, and it rotates. That's your airlock. You don't have to set up the double door thing. Which is, I know how to do it, and I don't mind doing it, but that's easier, and I'm lazy. So this is like your main cockpit area. You have a control panel giving us all the battery stuff and all that. Yeah, everything's low because I've only put some ice in and let the batteries charge up and that sort of stuff. I put the last of the uranium in. I think it's already used it. So that's going to be interesting, but there is a backup hydrogen engine on here. There's the cockpit. That is a survival kit, so we can process rock and stuff. There isn't a refinery on this ship, but it is an assembler. So let's have a look. So that's where you come in. Then there is one door going down this way, which leads to where the car would be. So here you have the controls for the piston that would lower the car down and disattach it, turn the wheels on and stuff, which is really cool. I really like the design of this. And then going back to where we were, through here I think is the machining. Yeah, so these are survival kits. Not quite sure why you decided to put so many in, because obviously we can only really refine rock. I suppose that's all you need, really, isn't it? If you just want to replace some, some armor blocks or something. Yeah, and an assembler is a big, heavy piece of equipment. And then this is just like a front viewing area, I think, right on the tip of the nose. That's that new cannon that we put in. So yeah, it's all right. Going back to, oops, going back this way, and we're back to where we started in the main sort of cockpit area. And this goes down to a viewing area for the car once again, and you can access some of the controls here. And then going further back into the back of the ship, down this way goes to the lower airlock, where we have the ramp so that we can get back into the ship. We haven't got our jetpack, which I think is quite a clever little idea. And then the last little area, yeah, this is the last little bit. Going through here, takes us to sort of like the engine room, I guess. We have all the equipment, and there's a welder down there, which is through this wall is the main engine, and then that's the main fuel tank. So if anything gets damaged in the back of the ship, that should repair it, which I think is a clever little addition. And on here is just a mirror of the other side. So yeah, very well laid out, compact little ship. Now, the last couple of little things we have to do before we take off is start filling it up with fuel, start getting ammunition in all the guns, because at the moment there is no bullets on board. And the best way, I think, to do that is there is a small landing pad on the back here with a docking port or a connector. So I think the best thing we can do is if we go in here, take, let's say, the welding ship.
No fuel.
Yep. And then let's just switch it to that. Go down to, that's the explosives left over from building the bomb to get the what do you call it? Cobalt. Right. So I've made all the ammunition that we need. Now this stuff is bulky. My cargo hold's almost that's a large cargo container. It's almost full, so we might not end up taking all of this. Right, that's the stuff for the anti thingy turret. Wow, so I mean, that's the welder. Okay, so let's take 100. Let's take 100 of that. And we also want lots of stuff. That'll do for the first load. Out we go. Oh, door's closed. Open sesame. Whoa. They're giving you guys all motion sickness, so I keep flying around like that. And simple as that. And I'm also going to mine up a load of ice and get some more ice loaded into this. I already put some in, but it's definitely going to need more. There we go. Go back into this, go into that. Start loading the ammo into here. Yeah, that is literally all the uranium that we have left. So it's gonna run out pretty quick. Start loading some of this in. There we go. Right, I'm gonna finish loading the ship up. What else? Let's just have a quick think. What else do we need to make sure? Now obviously the ion, there's nothing we can do about that, so we're going to have to try and just fly with the hydrogen and atmospheric engines for now, which shouldn't be a problem. We need to load up all the ammunition. I need to put ammo in all the little turrets, and then probably load up a load of supplies. So I probably won't bring components. I'll bring, because there is an assembler on board this ship, so what I'll do is instead of bringing components, I'll bring the iron, nickel, you know, in its actual ingot form, because we still have a fair supply of it left. Although we started this build with 750,000 units, we're already below 400,000. There's still tons, so I'll start loading up all this stuff. Anything else? I just don't want to forget anything, you know, because we don't want to really have to come back here. Missiles into the missile pods, and the missile turret on the back.
Fuel low.
Ooh, oh yeah, probably bring some hydrogen
Fuel
containers
critical.
and some oxygen containers. I think that'll be it. I think after that we are ready to leave. So I'm gonna come back in just a second with all of that done. So it's taken a little while, but we have loaded up all the ice, ammunition. I've put a ton of resources in as well. I've also built this little thing, which is but ugly like all my temporary little mining ships. But this one, instead of having hydrogen thrusters, it has the atmospheric thrusters. It has the hydrogen thrusters. I just stuck these on to get it on, because I built it over there on the other pad. So that is going to help us once we get up into space. I had to move the airlock that I put here back here because there was a little hole and it was depressurizing everything. But that's all fine now. I also added a couple more cargo bays because there was some, I think it was like an oxygen generator here, and we already have like 3 more, so I don't quite see why we had that many. So I've just sort of done little tweaks here and there, changed bits. I'll show you what I've loaded on board. So we have ammunition in the guns, grab some more oxygen tanks, hydrogen tanks. I put ammunition in all the little interior turrets. And then let's hide the empty ones. And then we have somewhere in here there should be a pile of iron and stuff. Maybe. So I'll see you go here. So I've loaded up. That's all our gold, by the way. that's all I've got left after building all that superconductor stuff. So yeah, it's all looking pretty good. I think that's us. I really can't think of anything else. It's like when you go on holiday and you're terrified you left the oven on, didn't lock the back door or something. I keep thinking, just going through everything, like, right, I've got ice, I've got this, I've got that, but I really do think we're good to go. You may have noticed that our skybox has changed. This is from the mods Space, I guess, Real or something. I probably should have actually written that down before I misquote what it's called. But it makes everything quite a bit darker, and I quite like it. Maybe not the best idea for recording, but I do tend to try not to record during the night. That's when I do all my mining and working on stuff. So with no more further ado, let's launch. I can't think of anything else. Last little thing to do is make sure all the doors are closed. And make sure that we are pressurized in here. There is the nearest air vent. There's one down here somewhere. Maybe not. No, there is. Let's see. Let's just hope. Just hope we're not going to suffocate. There we go. That's better. Okay. So, I think what we want to do here. Whoa! Maybe should have turned the engine on first. I spent a whole episode building this thing and then I break it. Oh, it's drifting. Don't do anything you're not supposed to be doing. Let's just lift off quickly before I damage anything else. Okay. And up and away. There we go. Is there any point having the atmospheric thrusters on? Or are they just going to be draining power? I think we'll turn them off for now. So I guess the next thing to start doing is what do we do now? What do we work on next? With why is there smoke coming out? Oh, God knows. It seems to be drifting. I don't really want to point. We're going up? No. We too heavy? We're supposed to be going to space this episode. Okay, let's turn that back on. And I think we're too heavy. It worries me that there is smoke coming out of this thing. Or maybe it needs the ion thrusters, but they don't really do anything in... Oh, there we go. Now we're going up. So yeah, it does need the atmo. Now, this thing's heavy. She's a big girl. Yeah, no, it does. It just needs the atmo thrusters to make sure that it can actually leave orbit. We're fine now. That was a bit scary for a second. What's gonna happen though when we get to the altitude where the atmo thrusters stop working? It's the thing that worries me now. Which is, I guess now, because I don't really seem to be doing much anymore. I'll wait until we get past 20,000. It's making some very weird noises. Go on, space. Once it's up, that's it, it's up, and we just won't bring it back down again. Or if we do, we'll empty it out a bit first. Because it has got quite a lot. Well, it hasn't got that much stuff in it. It hasn't got that much ice in it, because I turned it all into hydrogen. It does have that little ship stuck on the back, but it's supposed to have a little rover on the underneath. So we didn't put the rover in. Glad I didn't put the rover in now. The ion thrusters, that must be what's the problem is. Maybe we should make our first port of call going to get some plutonium. I get it every single time. Plutonium. I've got plutonium on the brain. Platinum. Well, passing asteroids. That's a good sign. We're at 32,000. So I am officially saying we made it to space. It was close, but yeah. So guys, in the next episode we are going to find a new home, a new base, and start all over again. But this time with cool new things like proper manufacturing equipment and nanobots and stuff like that. So it should be exciting. Please feel free to put down comments down below where you want me to put my base, or what you think would be the best choice for base. What you'd like to see over the next couple of episodes. If you've enjoyed the episode, please consider giving it a like and subscribing. And I will see you in space.